fall asleep. Maybe eat a spoonful of Nutella before I fall asleep. Maybe a spoonful of peanut butter. I don't know. I haven't decided. You know. Nutella probably, yeah. And then I'm going to fall asleep. And I'm going to wake up, do the whole day over again. And then instead of having dance practice on Wednesday, I'm a Greek school teacher's assistant on Wednesdays. And then I have play practice for the competition, which is all on the same day as every other competition. Okay. Well, basically, I'm up in Livingston 4 days a week for practice. And if you're wondering what exactly I do that I'm up there 4 days a week, I do 3 singing groups, 1 play, and what is the other thing that I do? And 1 dance group, plus a monologue that I work on at home. And I have to submit 3 photographs from my photography class in order to participate in the things that I actually want to do. And this competition is on March 5th. I'm going to be there from like 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m. And honestly, the second I come home from that competition, I'm going to shower and pass out because I'm done. But it'll be my senior year, and guys, pray that I win first place in the monologue category because I want that trophy. I got first place my first year, but there's been some complications, so I'd like first place again, guys.
We're doing the mic check thing now.
My life.
So yeah, I'm tired. I know. I'll get in line. You know, everyone's tired. You know, like I'm really happy to get rid of these masks. March 7th. You cannot come any sooner. We're gonna admit. Oh yeah. HBO Max. Go watch Smiling Friends. Because Smiling Friends comes out on HBO Max. It's a really good show, and go ahead and watch season 1 of Smiling Friends if you guys got
Definitely
HBO
no
Max.
horror here.
Yeah, definitely. It's not kind of horrifying. It's not really psychological horror. It's just.
Ahem! Madeline, what are those?
My rainbow Crocs. Yeah.
Nice.
Do I have to put my phone on?
Yes, you do. You're here.
What the fuck?
Spelled the
Echo,
echo.
echo, echo.
Yes, keep saying
Da
that.
da 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 da. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. Do 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 do.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning and welcome to RPtv. Today is Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. The light at the end of the tunnel just got bigger and brighter, as Governor Phil Murphy has stated that the school mask mandate will be ending on March 7th. Callie has the details.
Governor Phil Murphy announced Monday that New Jersey will lift its statewide mask mandates inside schools and child care facilities on March 7th as COVID-19 numbers continue their decline. Individual schools, districts, and child care centers can choose to continue requiring masks after that, Murphy said while announcing the news at his latest coronavirus briefing in Trenton. However, none of them will be allowed to ban face coverings. In addition, Murphy said state officials have started talking about lifting the mask mandate that remains in state government buildings. But a few northeastern states have begun easing the rules of late as the Omicron wave recedes and officials openly discuss returning to normal. Murphy's decision drew mixed reactions, with some worried it's too soon to take such a step, and others saying the state should lift the mandate immediately.
Even though New Jersey plans to lift the school mask mandate, some people in school districts are still a little unsure about it. One school district, in particular, is the Newark school system. Let's go to Lana with that report.
Newark's public schools, the largest district in New Jersey, will continue to require students to wear face masks even after the mask mandate ends on March 7th, a school official confirmed Monday. The wearing of masks is part of the district's protocols, and we are maintaining our protocols, said Newark Schools spokeswoman Nancy Deering. The district's protocols also require employees and visitors to wear face masks on school grounds or while in the buildings. Deering said that Newark Superintendent Roger Leon was unavailable Monday evening to comment further on the requirements. Deering said, as of now, the district plans to maintain the mask requirement beyond the date the state plans to lift its mandate.
Now it's time for announcements. Freshman class in 2025, it's time to raise some dough. Cookie dough sales runs from February 15th until March 10th. Please make sure checks are payable to RPHS. Email or see Mr. Sosa in room 106 or Mrs. Klosky in room 112 with questions. How about with snow removal? The Castano Center is looking for students who would like to help senior citizens with snow removals. They can volunteer their time or get paid by the seniors. If interested, send an email to Ms. Almaser. Please include a phone number where you can be reached. Chorus Club will hold its next meeting on Wednesday, February 9th at 3 o'clock in the music room, room 12, room 22. New members are welcome. For more information, contact Mr. Wachowski. The Anime Club is hosting a Japanese/Asian snack sale after school on February 25th. Craving a specific snack? Let them know and they will try to have it available. The 9th and 10th grade classes are holding a combined spirit wear sale. Speak to a class advisor or class representative to get the details. Art Club and National Art Honor Society meeting is Friday after school in room 102. Also, if you want to pick up artwork for semester 1 art classes, please see Mrs. Scutro in the art room after school. Interested in being part of the high school musical? The RPHS Theater Department is looking for a few more cast members for this year's production of Willy Wonka. Anyone who is interested should see Mr. Wikowski, Ms. Dombrowski, Mr. Williamson, and Mrs. Orango for more information. Newspaper Club will meet Thursday. We'll meet Thursday on February 10th in room 2 after school. February is American Heart Month. Get ready for heart health. Everyone is encouraged to wear red to bring awareness to heart health on February 14th. The wrestling team had a big weekend, and the basketball teams are looking to pick up the pace. Let's go back to Cali for that latest sports news.
The wrestling team came up with a double dose of awesome yesterday with 2 victories, and they lifted their record to 11 wins and 2 losses. To begin, the Panthers picked up a big win in the New Jersey State Team Tournament quarterfinal round for North Jersey. Outstanding performances were turned in by Sal Randazzo, Mason Harms, Ryan Leva, and John Ranieri, and the final score was 41-37. The Panthers also squared off against Secaucus High School and dominated the match with a 52-19 score. Matt Griffin, Brandon Scott, Sal Randazzo, Nick Torino, Mason Harms, Angel Meja, Julian Marin, John Ranieri, and Julian Colon all had outstanding performances. In basketball news, the boys team is scheduled to tip off against Dayton High School tonight at 7 p.m. And on the Thursday, both the boys team and the girls team will take to the court against Roselle. The girls team will have a home game at 4 p.m. and the boys team will be away at 5 p.m.
Stay tuned. We will be right back. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and stay tuned for CNN 10.
The deep blue is where we're headed today, specifically the deepest known part of the ocean. Start in the Pacific. If you can find the Northern Mariana Islands on the eastern part of the Philippine Sea, you're only about 330 miles northeast of the Mariana Trench. It's located 7 miles beneath the ocean's surface. It's what National Geographic describes as a scar in the Earth's crust. This trench extends for more than 1,500 miles, and it's 43 miles wide on average, so this is a pretty big gouge on the ocean floor. And if you go to the southern end of it, you'll find its deepest point. This remote place is called the Challenger Deep. It takes patience to get there, even after you sail right over it. The submersibles that can withstand the pressure take hours to dive this deep. And even though thousands of people have climbed to the top of Mount Everest, which is 5.5 miles higher than sea level, only a couple dozen have reached the 7-mile depth of the Challenger Deep, so it's largely unexplored. But we know someone who has been there. His name is Rob McCallum. He's from New Zealand. Last April, he and Australian Tim McDonald became the first people from their countries to dive this record depth. They were kind enough to provide us with the video you're about to see, and I had the opportunity to interview Mr. McCallum about the experience not long after he hit rock bottom and then resurfaced in the spring of 2021. So hold your breath and let's dive in.
It's the last unexplored frontier on Earth. We know very little about this region, what we call the Hadal Zone, which is that area of the ocean below 6,000 meters or 20,000 feet.
You can't just get there in a normal submarine. What sort of vehicle does it take to withstand the pressures there?
That's a very interesting question because pressure is entirely relative. When a spacecraft goes up into space, they're only experiencing a pressure change of 1 atmosphere between the inside of the spacecraft and the outside. We are dealing with a pressure differential of around 1,100 atmospheres. So we dive in a titanium sphere, which is able to withstand 100,000 tons of pressure. Just on the hatch through which we get into the submarine, just the hatch alone has 2,200 tons, or around 5 fully laden Boeing 747s squishing down on it.
That's incredible. I mean, somebody can't go out and buy that. How does one acquire a vehicle like that?
This vehicle was made for this specific purpose. It was designed and built by Triton Submarines in Florida, specifically to be able to voyage down through 7.5 miles of water column to get to the bottom. And that's why it's got kind of an interesting shape. It looks like a pillow that's on its side, and that's so that it can drop down through the water column very, very quickly.
You said very quickly, how long does it take to get to that depth?
It takes around 4.5 hours to get to the deepest point of the world's ocean. We go down through the water at about 6 feet per second.
And coming back?
We release ballast weight on the bottom to spring us off the bottom and head for the surface. And so it's about a 3.5 hour ride home.
What are you seeing when you get to the ocean floor and the deepest part of it?
This is the most fantastic part of what we're doing. It's true exploration. You know, we never know what we're going to see. Every dive has yielded something fascinating, often something new to science. We are seeing creatures for the first time. We are discovering entire landscapes which were previously unknown.
That's still a full day just in travel time. So how much time does that give you on the ocean's floor?
We try to stay down for 3 to 5 hours on the bottom. You know, it's a big investment of time and energy. It takes the entire team to get this vehicle prepared and get it down. And so we try to use every minute possible on the bottom. Our submersible has 3 viewports, one for each of the occupants, but also one central one that allows us to see down to the sea floor. But we're also surrounded by very high definition cameras that are all linked to a screen in front of us, and we can look in any direction outside. And that's important because we don't really know where we're going. We're almost always the very first humans that have ever been there. And so although we have a 3-dimensional map that we've made the day before, we need a very good view outside to see what's coming. You know, for humans, we don't really fear what we can't sense. And so when you're in an airliner and you're looking out, you don't naturally think of the wind going past at 500 miles an hour and it's minus 50 out there and there's not enough air to breathe. You just, if I can see a town or I can see a truck. And the same in the sub. There's no sensation of movement. There's no sensation of sound. You can't hear or feel anything from outside. It's just a very peaceful, relaxing cruise into the unknown. I think that we know so little about the ocean that we barely understand what questions to ask, let alone have the ability to understand the answers. My role and the role of the team that I work with is to simply open the door. This is the first vehicle in all of human history that has the ability to reach the deep ocean in any ocean at any depth at any time. It's akin to the Wright brothers with the first flying machine. This is just the first baby steps.
I know the technology might be a way away from creating a sort of ocean exploration station that can withstand depths like that. But we have reported on there is more funding and investment in underwater exploration stations. I mean, how important would you feel those would be as contrasted with, let's say, the International Space Station?
Both are important, don't get me wrong. I'm not taking a shot at space travel, but space is a vast void, a vacuum that so far has proved to be lifeless. The ocean is nothing like that. The ocean is full of life, right from the surface all the way down to the very, very bottom. I think before we leave home and start exploring the heavens, we should at least explore our own backyard more thoroughly. I think that many of the answers to our collective future are going to be found in the ocean, and some of those in the deep ocean. The answers to how we're going to handle all the carbon in the atmosphere, the answers to the dynamics of our ocean and how we can arrest the decline of the ocean, but also the things that we might discover in terms of valuable compounds for medicines and that sort of thing.
So why do you think there's so much interest in space exploration when we could be exploring what we have right here?
I think it's as simple as when we gaze up at the heavens, we have a sense of wonder. What's out there? What can we find? We always look skyward because we're terrestrial mammals. We look up to the heavens. When we look into the water, we don't really see that much. We see an opaque platform that we can pull fish out of, maybe go for a swim in, but we don't actually go too far down. My dive was about 36,000 feet. Most humans never get below about 300 feet. So there's a long way to go yet.
Ten-second trivia. What is the most abundant fish in the world? Herring, bristlemouth, minnow, or sunfish? Scientists believe the most numerous fish in the world are bristlemouths or lightfishes. That's our catch of the day. It is surely fun to take a deep dive into such a marine-interesting topic. There are oceans of possibilities, sights to see, facts in the swim beneath the surface, schools of thought. I mean, what better way to get a gyre education than to immerse yourself in a current event? Today's shout out goes out to Grenada High School, located in Grenada, Mississippi. There is one place we look for the schools we mention. It's our YouTube channel at youtube.com/CNN10. So please subscribe and leave your comment on our most recent show right there. That's all for our show today. I'm Carl Azus.